Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kemi, and I'm here to talk about Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 25. All right, so we start off how we left off last episode, which is, everyone, this is right after the heart rate challenge, so everyone is in their perspective. Child, they're in their groups talking about it. So you have the OG guys, the Casa boys, the Casa girls, and then um Huda, Amaya, and Adrina, and then Iris, Shelly, Sierra, and Olandria. They're all separated talking. So the guys are talking about how they did. They said that what's his name? Taylor went through fast. He went through everybody fast. He didn't do a lot because he was doing this out of respect for Clark. Clark and the girls are talking about, oh, the Casa girls are just like, oh, you and telling Clark, oh, you and Taylor have such a good connection and da 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 da. And it's just like, yeah, that's what the OG said about Taylor and Olandria. So, and we see how that went. But okay. Then the boys are saying how they were like, who did the most, and they were all saying Huda, and then Ace is now upset because what's it called? Because Shelly had doubled back to Chris or whatever. Then we have Shelly, she's still pissed about it, about the whole situation. Then we see them all break out again or whatever. And Huda, like, cause when Huda was talking to Amaya and Adrina, she was just like, Amaya told her, just go talk to Shelly. Y'all are gonna take care of this. Just go talk to her. So Adrina goes to where Shelly, Olandria, Iris, and Sierra are talking, and she basically tells them what Huda was saying or whatever. And Huda goes to Chris and she's telling him like, oh, she's pissed at me and I don't know why and all this other stuff. And he was just like, just talk to her, and if she's still mad at you, then that says a lot about her and not you. And it's just like, no, it says a lot about Huda, because this whole thing is about Huda and her not respecting the code and the boundaries that she put in place for everybody else when it came to her and her couple, but she's not doing that for her friends couple. So y'all are missing me with all this because y'all not like, and maybe it's because you don't know Huda. You should know, but clearly you don't know the reason why Shelly's mad, because Shelly hasn't told you the reason why she's mad, because y'all keep making it seem like she's mad about the whole Ace of it all, and like, oh, you like, she feels like you're trying to steal Ace, and it's just like, no, that's not why she's mad. She's mad because you was being disrespectful with her couple, even though you knew, I mean, when it was for you, they all were respectful and never pulled Jeremiah for any challenges when it came to kissing and all of that stuff, because they were respecting you and your girl's girl and the codes that you were trying to put in place without saying it. But now it's just like, why wouldn't you just say it for her? So it's just like, girl, stop it. So Huda finally goes to Shelly and she's just like, can we talk? And Shelly's just like, all right. So they walk, and then when they get to where they're about to like talk or whatever, Shelly is just like, you know what? Let's not talk right now because I'm still mad and I don't want to say anything that I regret. We can talk tomorrow. And she was just like, all right, cool. So she and Huda was just like, I love you. And she was just like, love you, girl. And then they walk their separate ways. So um Huda is like, she goes and sits in the kitchen on one of the bars, and she goes and sits by Olandria, and she asked Olandria, am I a bad person? And Olandria was just like, I'm not saying you're a bad person, but what you did wasn't cool. And then Olandria like gets up and walks away. That's how it is. And it's like, damn, girl. Like, Alandria didn't even give her time to like, and I was just like, I understood, because it was just like, I'm not about to baby you and explain something to you that you should already know. Because it's like, you have an amnesia at this point after the first 2.5 weeks that you was in this house, and you did all that you did, and now you're like, not like, you can't even see or even think maybe this is why she's mad. doesn't make sense to me. And it's like, you like, Huda's one of them people that will sit there and pout until somebody ask her what's wrong, so that she can air out her grievances, instead of just saying, you know what, I'm upset, X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, ain't nobody got time to baby you, girl. Like, stop it. So, let's see. So they all, oh yeah, sorry. Amaya comes after Alandria walked off, and she's like, she got tears falling down her face, and they're just like, girl, you like, anyways. So Amaya asked her, so did you talk, what did she say? And she's just like, she said she didn't want to talk to me. And it's just like, that's not what she said, Huda. Like, now you painting this narrative like this girl says she don't want to talk to you. What she said was, I'll talk to you later because I'm mad. And it's just like, that's not cool, Huda. Like, that's really not cool, like, at all. But whatever. So Chris comes over and, gives her a hug, and, like, tries to calm her down, whatever. We see Taylor pulling Olandria, and he's basically telling her, like, I didn't want to, like, double back and kiss you, or I didn't want to kiss you during that challenge because I didn't want to disrespect Clark or whatever, but I still want to explore you. And it's just like, get out her face, Taylor. Leave her alone. Like, you don't want to explore her. Quit lying. Leave her alone. Like, let her move on. She, like, Taylor is irritating me. Like, you picked Clark. Stick with that. So annoying. So we see, let's see what else happens. Um, we see, oh yeah, Nick pulls Elon to talk, and he just basically tells him he didn't like how he had said whatever he said during the challenge and all this other stuff. And I was just like, both of y'all are weak. Like, child, I guess, whatever, y'all tripping. Anyways, we see Ace and Shelly talking, and Shelly is telling Ace, give me 1 second. Okay, so we see Ace and Shelly talking, and they're talking about the whole situation. And Ace is now mad because she was like, when she was telling him what she was upset about, she was just like, I wasn't mad at you, I was just mad at the whole situation in Huda and all this other stuff. And then he comes and he starts complaining about how she doubled back to Chris, and it's just like, sir, that is not the same thing. Like, she's exploring this guy, so her giving him a kiss multiple times in a challenge is like, you missing me with that. Because it's just like, I low-key understand what he's saying, but at the same time, it's just like, sir, this is again something that you put into place. Like, you were the one who, when y'all first got together, not even when y'all first got together, but what, like, when y'all initially was talking, you was telling her you're gonna explore, you're gonna explore. Y'all made this connection, and you're still telling her you're gonna explore, you're gonna explore. And now that she has a chance to actually explore somebody, because let's be real, Austin was not somebody that she was going to explore, because no. But now that she actually has a chance to actually explore someone, now you're upset about it. And it's just like, sir, like, you can't be upset about that. Like, you honestly can't be upset about that. Let her explore. Um, but then at the same time, it's just like, girl, Shelly, like, at this point in the game, like, what else are we exploring? Like, literally, if anybody should be closed off, it should be you and Ace, because y'all have been going through this, whatever that y'all have been going through, and y'all keep coming back to each other. So at this point, y'all just need to close it off. And it's like, I feel like y'all, that's what y'all want to do, but y'all are both playing tit for tat for each other, because y'all both want to close off, but y'all don't want to say y'all want to close off. And then now it's like, oh, you like, Ace, you're saying you don't want to close it off because you don't want to be selfish and be like, well, I want to close it off because now she has somebody she can explore. But at the same time, I don't want her to explore. And then Shelly, well, I don't want to really talk to anybody, but I'm going to explore because he said he wants to explore, and that's what he put in place before. So now I'm going to explore. And it's just like, bruh, uh, just explore each other, close off. That's what y'all need to do. But they're not listening to each other. So now she's upset. he's upset. So it's just like Shelly is just pissed. She's just like done. So everyone's getting ready for bed, and they all go, they all go to bed, and yeah, they're all getting ready for bed. Everyone sleeps. They wake up the next morning. Shelly is like still like just distraught. She's like really pissed. She's just like, I'm just like over this at this point. Um, what's it called? Ace. This is when Ace brings her the breakfast with the orchids. So he was just like, he said the other guy brought her flowers, so now I'm gonna be bringing her flowers. So he brought her flowers, he brought her breakfast, and he brought her orchid or whatever, and she was just like, oh, thank you. And then we see Chris comes up, and he brings her pancakes, he brings her breakfast, and he brings Huda breakfast. And then in Shelly's breakfast, he puts a little like flower or whatever in there, and you see Huda looking at it like upset. And I was just like, okay, what's that? So we see Brian, not Brian. Yeah, was it Brian? I think was it Brian? Who was he talking to? We see what's girl, I don't know, Chris. He was talking to somebody. He was working out with somebody, and he was talking about how good Amaya looks and all this other stuff and all this other stuff. And then we see Shelly, she's just sitting somewhere, but she's not really talking. But we see Huda talking to Clark, and I think it was Grayson. Yeah, Clark and Grayson, and I don't know if it was Amaya or not. I don't know if Amaya was there. Yeah, I think Amaya was there. So she's talking to them, and like, they're asking how are her and Shelly, and she's just like, she doesn't want to talk to me, so I'm just giving her space and all this other stuff. And it's just like, there she go again, running with that narrative that girl don't want to talk to her. She just said, give me some time. Like, stop it. The girl said she would talk to you, but just not right now. And you're really pissing me off, Huda. And then she further pissed me off when she was just like, yeah. And this morning, Chris brought both of us breakfast. He brought her two pancakes and brought me one. He brought her a flower and brought me none. And it's just like, Huda mama, you said when y'all were in Casa, you went to that boy. He told you that he liked Shelly, but he's afraid that her connection with Ace is not gonna, he's not gonna do, like, it ain't gonna be, when she sees Ace, it's not gonna be good for him. Huda proceeds to ask him, well, is there anybody else that you wanted to talk to? And he said, yeah, I was looking at you. And she's just like, yeah, and I was looking at you too. Y'all had this conversation. You go to Shelly and you tell her, I have no other options. He said he wants to explore, and I'm just like, so why don't I explore? Is that okay with you? And Shelly said, you know what? Cool. If that's it, cool. Then when y'all get to the villa, you proceed to say, I brought him back for you and so that he can explore other people. And I also brought him back so that it'd be easier for you to explore him. You keep saying this. And now that he's actually exploring Shelly and putting in the time for Shelly, because you have also asked him where he stands, and he's told you his priority is building a connection with Shelly, and you keep asking him how are things with him and Shelly. Now that he is doing extra, he's going extra for Shelly, now you're upset. It's like, are you okay? Like, don't ask this man about him and Shelly if you want to explore him and you don't want him to explore anybody else. Like, his thought process, from the way, even the way it seems, it looks like the way that y'all concocted so that he could come back to the villa or whatever. His thought process was always to be pulling Shelly and talking to Shelly, and he, like, y'all use each other to stay in the villa. That's what it looked like. Now all of a sudden, now that Shelly is mad at you, now you're throwing yourself at the connection that she possibly could have with Chris. And then you go and say, maybe she thinks I'm trying to steal her men. And it's just like, you low key are. in this point, at this moment, you low key are. Like, you can miss me with that. Oh, I told her that I wanted to explore him too. That's the same thing you did with Hannah. You went and talked to these guys behind their back without telling them that you were going to do that. Like, you could have easily went to Shelly from jump if you really wanted to talk to this man. You could have easily went to Shelly before you talked to him and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about exploring Chris. I wanted to pull him for a chat and talk to him. Is that going to be okay?" Because again, this is what you put in place from jump. Like, I don't understand what you're not getting about that. Like, she was coupled up with this man in Casa the whole time that they were in Casa. You never once blinked in his way until you and JD had y'all falling out and you had nobody else to talk to. So Hood is just like irritating me. So we see they get a text and it's for I'm sorry, not Elon. I was about to say Elon, but it's for Nick and Sierra. They get to go on a date. So they go on a date. They do like a bike ride and a picnic. As they're on the picnic, they talk about their feelings. She tells him like she's not comfortable. She didn't like after she thought about it. She didn't like the fact that he kissed Alandria and all this other stuff. So they decide to close off and all this other stuff. So they're closed off. We're back at the villa and we see who do we see? Oh, Huda. She goes to talk to Chris and she's telling him how she didn't like the fact that he didn't bring her a flower and he only gave her one pancake, but he gave Shelly two. And then it's like, again, he wasn't looking for you. But in this moment, he's now like, well, I'm going to back off of Shelly because she's not putting no effort. And it's just like, sir, you brought her pancakes twice and you pulled her for a chat once. You said that you was going to step up your game when it came to her because you see the connection that she had with Ace, and you have yet to do anything except for those three things. And now she's not reciprocating with you. She's not reciprocating it, and she's not pulling you for chats. You the one that's coming in. You're the one that's trying to get her to have a connection with you. She's not going to keep pulling you for chats. You are the one who needs to come and do it. Like, I don't understand I don't understand about the guys this season, because the guys this season, because it's just like, are y'all okay? Like, are y'all okay? Like, y'all aren't the prize. Like, y'all are supposed to be pulling the girls. Y'all are supposed to be the ones like doing all of that. The bombshell girls are the ones that come in and pull the guys and all that other stuff. But you are the bombshell in this instance. You are the one who needs to be pulling the girls. Huda's the one that keeps coming to you. He don't even go pull Huda. Huda keeps coming to him. And it's just like, you want to be chased. If Shelly is not going to chase you. She didn't chase Austin. She didn't chase Ace. She's definitely not going to chase you. And if you are the type, like, that man is lazy. Like, he don't want to do nothing. He wants the girl to come to him. And it's just like, you ain't going to get that with Shelly. Go ahead and stick with Huda, because clearly that's who is going to do all of that for you. So he decides that he's going to take a step back from trying with her, and he's going to focus more on his connection with Huda. And it's just like, all right, do that, please, because leave Shelly alone so that she can focus on Ace. Like, they can do what they need to do. I forgot to mention throughout that whole scene with Huda and the pancakes thing, this girl really had the audacity to say, "I feel like a side hoe," because Chris gave Shelly two pancakes and a flower. And then she proceeds to say, "If I was ugly, would this be a thing?" Like, Huda, are you serious? Like, for real, are you serious? When I tell you, that irritated my soul, because I was just like, Huda. I, but yeah, so I don't feel sorry for Huda. I'm sorry. I don't care for Huda. Chris picking Huda over Shelly is because that girl cried, manipulated, gaslight. What she did everything to make that man say, you know what? Let me clock in on and lock in on you. And that's his emotionally unstable woman that he likes. So we see Ace and Shelly talk. I mean, well, we see Olandria and Shelly are talking, and they're talking. They're talking about the whole Taylor of it all, and the whole Ace of it all, and the Chris of it all, and the Huda of it all, or whatever. So Ace pulls Shelly for a chat, and they talk, and then again they get into an argument about the whole her doubling back to Chris and exploring Chris, and he's just like in his confessional, he's just like, I feel like I'm not enough for her. Like, what more does she want? Like all this other stuff. And it's just like she wants you to close it off. That's what she wants. Same for you, Shelly. He wants you to close it off. So I need y'all to close it off. Like y'all are over here fighting. So they argue and then they go their separate ways and they both look like they about to cry behind this argument. So it's just like y'all just need to close it off. Like stop. Like just stop it. So we see Amaya talking to Chris, and Elon is like looking for something, and Amaya is telling Chris how Zach hasn't talked to her at all today. She feels like he's just there to make friends, and he's not like pulling her or like not making any type of effort with her, and she feels some type of way about this. This fool Elon ran, when I tell you ran, to go and tell Zach what he said, and I was just like, bruh, you is messy. Like messy. So we see Taylor and Ace talking, and they're talking about the whole Alandria, I mean the whole Shelly of it all. And Ace is just like so distraught because he's just like, I don't know what to do. And then he's like, man, like I sent somebody home and all this other stuff. And it was just like, sir, don't throw that in my face. Don't do that. If you wanted to build a connection with Coco, then you should have chose her, if that's how it was. You didn't want to pull a connection with you didn't want to have a connection with Coco. You want Shelly, and that's what you want. And you need to let Shelly know you are who I want. I want to close it off with you, and I need to make sure that you want to close it off with me, because you're mad that she has a possible connection in the house when clearly she don't have a possible connection in the house, because that man ain't doing nothing. And you should be more secure in what you guys have, which he doesn't at this point. And it's just like, I don't know why. I mean, I understand why he's not securing it, because Shelly is saying she wants to explore, but at the same time it's just like she's spending all of her time with you anyway. So it's just like it ain't like she really exploring with Chris. So it is what it is. So we see Brian and Alon talking, and Alon is just like, yeah, I still want to try with Sierra, and until she tells me that she doesn't want to try, then that's when I'm stopping. Brian was just like, bruh, yeah, don't you need to stop, because she ain't gonna try with you. Like, she's literally on a date with Nick right now. Be smart. Be smart. And then as they're saying that, Nick and Sierra come back, so they separate, boys with the boys, girls with the girls, and they tell them how the date was, and then they let them know that they closed off. And then Lon is just like, well, dang, okay, that's it for me and Sierra, I guess. So as Nick is telling them that, Ace is just like, man, I wish that was me. And it's just like, bro, it could be you if you would go and tell her. Just like tell her. Tell her. That's all you got to do is tell her. So Alam pulls Amaya for a chat, and they talking. Then we see it's the nighttime, and Adrina um pulls Pepe, and she basically shoots her shot with him, and he friend zones her. And I'm just like, Pepe, you need to go home. Cause like, you're not even trying. Like, at all. It's like, yeah. So we see Zach and Olandria talking, and they have like a little good conversation. And then we see Taylor and Clark talking, and they were talking about the whole incident, about the whole heart rate challenge. And she was just like asking him, how do you think I should feel? And he was just like, you should feel disrespected because she didn't have to pull me to the heart and all this other stuff. And it was just like, girl, stop. Both of y'all shut up. Like, and then her main thing is just like, yeah, like Alandria always initiated stuff with you, but you always initiate stuff for me, and like you smug about it, and it's just like, girl, what I want is another bombshell to come in, like like a bombshell guy to come in, and I want him to pull Clark away from Taylor, and then I also want him to pull. I want him to like. I want him to take his focus away. I want him to take. I want a new bombshell to come in, taking Clark's focus away from Taylor, and pulling Olandria also, and I also want him to pick Olandria. Like I want Clark and Taylor to both be humbled because y'all are really just like irking and irritating me because it's just like no, because like Clark, you saw the show, you saw how he was treating this girl, like he played in her face, and now you let me move on from them because yeah, I'm sorry. I don't care for them too. Like they both can go home. Bye. That's bye. So what else happens this episode? So Sierra pulls Shelly to talk to her and see where her head's at with the whole Huda thing. And she's just like, you know what? I'm just done. I don't have energy for Chris. I don't have energy for Huda. I don't have energy for Ace. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just like over this right now. I just want to be zen, and all three of them are just not giving me zen. So she's just like in at this point she's just like done. She doesn't want to talk to anybody, and I understand it. You ain't got to talk to them. Chill. Like you see these people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can understand like I need a break from y'all. You really don't get a break from them, so I'm going to be in my own little world. I can understand that, and she needs to do that. So then we see Huda and Chris. They go to the speakeasy, and they're talking and um talking about like all this other stuff. We find out this man is home. Like, I'm not saying he's homeless. He doesn't have a place to stay because he plays ball overseas, so he's only in the States for like 3 or 4 months at a time or whatever. So he goes between his family, and that's where he stays or whatever. He says he attracts emotionally unstable women, and you clearly have the right woman for you in the villa right now. So y'all have fun. Then they kiss, and that's how the episode ends. Yeah, that's how the episode ends. Ciao. But yeah, that was this episode. What'd you guys think? Get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think about the Huda, this square that we have with Huda, Chris, Shelly, and Ace. How y'all feel about Clark and Taylor and the Olandria of it all? Let me know. If you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.